With a new year dead ahead, now is the time to get on course for making it the best year yet. To be better, to do better, that's what we want. This is so exciting. Welcome to Morning Tea. Hi, I'm Joanne Jolee, and I am so glad you're here. If you're new to this channel, would you take a second and subscribe, and let's jump in. First thing to do right now is to perform your annual review. It is so important to analyze the past year. You have to ask yourself, what went well? What worked? What are you going to continue doing? And also, what didn't work? What did you come to realize that it was not how you thought it was going to play out? And because of that, what changes are you going to make? Next, where did you fail to meet a goal? Think about why you didn't get there. What got in your way? What have you learned from that process? And don't kick yourself. Remember what Einstein said. Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. So don't even think about giving up. There is something to learn from every failure, and make sure that you are taking away from it all those gold nuggets of lessons. This is the stuff you can't learn any other way, and it's good. Looking forward to the coming year, where you want to go. Remember that we generally get a big burst of energy and optimism in the beginning, and it gets us going, and then we often jump in too deep or we get too far ahead of ourselves. So be careful to keep your steps manageable. Think of it like running a marathon, where you're going to pace yourself so that you're not going to peter out in the middle, have a big collapse where it gets tough in that part of the race. Keep in mind that that tough middle is coming, and prepare yourself for it. This is really just being smart about what you know about yourself, what you've learned about who you are, your particular strengths and weaknesses. You know in your heart what trips you up. You know what you need to avoid, what you need to stay clear of. So practically speaking, get a few small, solid wins under your belt, and that's really going to help with the incentive that you're going to need down the road. This is a great time to look at the various systems you have in place to track your days and your weeks and the activities you're doing. How are they working out? Technology just keeps getting better and better. So maybe it's time to look at the various apps that you're using to see what can be upgraded to make your life flow more efficiently. In my business world recently, several separate apps integrated. So 3 steps have now become 1, which is saving me a ton of time. So after that learning curve of the new app, it's really a big win for me. Another thing I do at this time of year is to declutter, either by deleting or archiving things that I throw into a file I call old. What goes into this file are things that I'm not sure if I might need in the future or not, but it's retrievable. So now I have this beautiful, clean desktop, streamlined files, and boy, do I feel organized. And personally, I really love that feeling because, in a chaotic world, it's the one place where I feel a sense of control. This process is also really good to apply to your social sites and the subscriptions. Do you find that the notifications interrupt you and they rob your focus and your time? Think about, is what they have to say relevant anymore? Maybe you've moved on and you need to find higher levels of motivation, things that contribute and add value to your mission and purpose. Which leads to the most important thing. What is the big overarching purpose to your life? Working and growing and increasing, these are all good things. It's what we're supposed to be doing. But if that's the end of all things for you, then believe me, it's not going to sustain you. It's not going to be enough in the long run. When that middle of the marathon arrives, you are going to need a bigger reason to keep it all going. How many of the richest, the most famous, the most popular, the most beautiful took their lives in despair? You've got to find your vision and your purpose through faith and acknowledgement of your Creator. And this is so easily done by prayer and meditation. Meditation specifically on God's words. This is where you find Him. This is where you find your purpose in life. I have a playlist of practical tips to get you some motivation. Perhaps you've been completely derailed, or perhaps you're fighting off this brain-numbing negativity, or you may need to make a big shift in your life. Just get a whole fresh start. There's going to be something there for you. And thank you so much for being here. I wish you the best in this coming year. Every week, we put out new content to inspire you and encourage you on that journey. So don't go without subscribing. And remember, look for the blessings. They are all around you. Bye-bye.